Hey everybody, it is your girl here, GenuinelyDivine, coming at you today with a video all about dating a Capricorn. Now, if you are new to the channel, I would love to have you be a part of the GenuinelyDivine community. So please, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Now, before I even go into the video talking about the Capricorns, let me just put this disclaimer out there, because Capricorns get so offended when you say that they're all about money or status or whatever. Okay, first of all, a lot of Capricorns, just because your sun is in the zodiac sign of Capricorn, it doesn't mean that you embody all of the traits of a Capricorn, okay? Because there's other things in your chart. And just because your sun sign is not a Capricorn, it doesn't mean that you don't embody Capricorn traits, because that can happen. I have a Capricorn moon. Most of the people that I'm around, they either have a Capricorn moon, Capricorn midheaven or something, or a rising or something. So they affiliate with the zodiac sign highly. They resonate with the zodiac sign highly. So don't get so offended by it, because your sun sign gives great information, but it is not the whole story. Don't stress your pretty little head about, you know, the traits, you know, because, you know, you can tell us whatever you wish. We're giving you the generalization of the zodiac sign of Capricorn, okay? So let's get into the video, you guys. Now, the first tip that I'm going to give you on dating a Capricorn is to make sure that you have some type of structure or stability to your life. And what that means is, yes, you need to have a job. But not only do you need to have a job, you need to have been on that job for quite some time. You know, or if, you know, especially if you're up in age, you definitely need to show stability by not switching jobs. You know, for instance, if you had 7 jobs in 5 years, no, Capricorns are not going to be really happy about dating someone like you, okay? Because it shows no stability. Also, changing your phone number 100 times, like, why do you keep changing your phone number? They like structure and stability. This is an earth sign, so they definitely need structure and stability. So when you're dating a Capricorn, the way to impress them is to let them know that you are goal driven. Let them know that you are ambitious, you know, that you have goals and you're working towards them every single day. They love to see that. Tell them about your achievements and successes. They would love to hear about that. That's very important to them, because Capricorns rule the 10th house. The 10th house is the house of status. It is the midheaven, the pivotal point of your chart. It is the peak of your chart, which means that Capricorns are looking to build status, structure, and stability. It's very important. So when you're dating a Capricorn, also, don't be like all about the lovey-dovey type things, because Capricorns can be a tad bit detached. Now, come on, let's be realistic, okay? Capricorn is polar opposite to Cancer, which means that Capricorn embodies some of the traits of a Cancer. You know, so they do value tradition. They love tradition. So they want a husband or a wife or family and all that things, because that's buried within them. That's that Cancer energy that's buried deeply within them, that they don't show on the surface. They show their Capricorn career motivated, money making, working outside of the home on the surface as a Capricorn, but deep down inside of them, they want a family. They want tradition. They want, you know, children. They want that, you know, but they want it in a way that it looks good, okay? So if you're dating a Capricorn and, you know, you're thinking like, yeah, you know what, this is a great catch, maybe they are. But just know that if they continuously date you, they're not looking to just be your girlfriend or your boyfriend. They eventually want to be your husband or your wife, you know. That's that Cancer way, you know. They're attached to their homes too, to a certain extent, but they really, Capricorns are attached to the home, similar to Cancer, but theirs is more like they want to have a nice home. They want a home that they can be proud of, a home that makes a statement, because they're all about status. So if you're dating one and you have a nice home, or you have good credit, you know, you have money in the bank, you got money on top of money, then they're gonna be like really impressed. If you want to impress a Capricorn, they're gonna really be impressed that you have all your ducks in a row. And also another thing about Capricorns is when you're dating one, sometimes they will look at your family dynamic, like your mother and father situation, and see what type of background, you know, you came from, like what type of family, like what kind of credit they have, what kind of money they have, what is their status. Because Capricorns are always calculating in their head how things are going to go in their life, and they're always looking to always look good on the surface. Okay, so if your mom and dad look like they can provide, you know, like they got money or something, and maybe you don't have a whole lot but you're working towards that, and they love you, then you know what, they will deal with you, but they already know that in the background, if something goes wrong with your finances, you got a mom and dad that can always, you know, back you guys up. So trust me, your Capricorn is always calculating, so let your Capricorn person know that, hey, my mom and dad, they got plenty of money, they got all this land, they got all this, that, whatever the case may be. Your Capricorn will be impressed. Now, Capricorns don't go dancing under the stars or on top of the moon and stuff like that when it comes to romance. That's not a huge factor for them. They're practical, you know, they're logical people. So, you know, they do fall in love just like anybody else. It's just not a huge it's not a huge thing for them. It's like, okay, it's just another part of life. Let's just do what we gotta do. Let's work. Let's make sure we keep everything looking good. Capricorn's whole world can be falling apart, you know, but as long as they look good on the surface, you know, long as everything looks like it's glued together perfectly, that will satisfy a Capricorn. Now, don't get mad, Capricorns. I'm just telling it how it is. If your relationship, if your dating turns into a marriage, yes, you know, get ready for your Capricorns to, you know, really be all about, you know, structure. So if you want to have some loud outbursts in front of the family, that's a no-no for Capricorn, okay? Because that will be throwing them out of their structured way, okay? They hate that. Do not confront them in front of families. Do not embarrass them. They do not want to be embarrassed. This is a status-oriented sign. You cannot embarrass them by having loud outbursts, you know, lacking stability, not dressing yourself nicely to look like you got something, not driving nice cars. You know, they care about stuff like that. They just care. It's not that they're, I wouldn't say they're money hungry. It's just that they're status hungry, you know. And I mean, money is what creates status, okay? So either way you look at it, you know, they need money. They care about status. They need money. They need status. So that's just very important to Capricorns. But one thing about dating a Capricorn is, yeah, they can be a little bit dull, you know, because they're always thinking about work or their next project or the next money-making, you know, project, whatever the case may be. So, but overall, they're just like, if you want someone that's going to take care of you, who is going to make sure that you have a comfortable home, you know, and having things that you want and need financially, then Capricorns are amazing for that. They really are. They make good family people. Like, they make the guys, of course, because they actually take on that male role like they're supposed to. They really do provide and take care of their household like a man should do, you know. And again, because they do, you know, stand by tradition, I think that's really good, you know. And the women, they tend to make good homemakers also, because they really do keep a nice clean home. And I mean, all the Capricorns that I know, they cook very well. You know, again, Cancer is buried within these Capricorns, so they tend to be very homey like people. So they do make the traditional great husbands and wives, you know. So, but with a lack of activity, you know, because they can be a little bit too structured when it comes to having fun and being adventurous. Now, of course, the sun gives us lots of good information, but the sun does not tell the whole story. Whenever you're doing a love compatibility, the moon most definitely has to be incorporated into the mix, okay? If your Capricorn person has their moon in an earth sign, then these are going to be the ultimate status driven people. They're going to be so materialistic. They're going to be so detached in a relationship. They're going to be so focused on career and status that you would just be a ploy. You know, you would just be a prop in their life to add on to their success, okay? If your Capricorn person has their moon in a water sign, now these are going to be the Capricorns that are so lovey-dovey. You know, they show a lot of emotion. They tend to be more, you know, emotional. They tend to have a deeper bond with their partners. They tend to be more clingy in a relationship, where they tend to be a little bit more, I don't know, they just tend to be a little bit more romantic. You know, they tend to be, you know, more connected to their partners, opposed to, you know, being detached like most Capricorns are. If your Capricorn person has their moon in a fire sign, this Capricorn person is going to be very impulsive. You know, they're gonna like make a lot of quick decisions. Some of these Capricorn people, sometimes they tend to make so many impulsive decisions. Sometimes they find themselves constantly starting over, you know, but they tend to be really great strong leaders also. They're always starting things, but sometimes they don't always finish, because sometimes they're just too impulsive and they move a little bit too quick, and things don't always work out the way they want them to. But however, these are the Capricorns that shows a lot of passion. So they're extremely passionate about their goals and their ambitions, you know, so they're really driven, and it doesn't matter if they have to keep starting over and over again. They're still going to be passionate about reaching their goals. Now, if your Capricorn person has their moon in an air sign, this is going to be the social butterfly of the Capricorns. This is going to be that Capricorn that loves to talk, who loves to engage in social activities. This is also going to be the Capricorn that really is not boring, like, you know, the typical Capricorns that you think about. This is going to be one of the ones that kind of like, you know, you can enjoy them. They probably would be a jokester, like to have fun and talk a lot, and just really can be the life of the party to a certain extent for most of them, you know. So I really feel like these are the Capricorns that sometimes can be a little flaky and definitely a little bit more shallow, you know, all about what's on the surface rather than what's really underneath, you know. So yeah, that's basically all I have for dating a Capricorn, you guys. So tell me down in the comment section, which of the traits do your Capricorn person possess, and how do you deal with it? And until the next time, you guys, I wish you so much love, peace, and so many wonderful blessings. Bye.
Mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest astrologer of them all?
It's you, genuinely divine, genuinely divine. Genuinely divine.
I know. Now run along, dears, and tell all of your friends about the fairest astrologer of them all. Don't forget to subscribe.